Hi. Hello. Yellow. I am back to streaming, hopefully. I'm not sure how to like no, I don't owe an explanation obviously, but it's like I also feel like I want to talk about it on stream because I am somewhat shaken, but at the same time I'm also not. Like I'm over it, you know? It's like my whole life has kind of prepared me for this moment, and I'm also like, well, it is what it is in this Asian society, you know? Yeah, I have like a list basically of like what the fuck I want to talk about today because it's been a week and like it's been an eventful week. It's been such a crazy few days for me. That I'm just like, I feel like, oh my god, wait, why am I glitching? Yeah, I feel like I've been away for a while, even though it hasn't been like more than a week. Oh my god, wait, I just realized why I'm glitching. I raised, because I have a little like piece of paper on my hand, and I just raised it like in front of me to like look at it because I'm fucking blind, and then it was blocking the camera. Yeah. Okay, so it started. Let me see. I kind of want to go through this like chronologically, but then anyway, I'll get like the depressing stuff out of the way first, and then like I'll go back to it, you know. So you guys know like we had con week like last weekend, like last weekend technically because it's Monday now, and we were at Dojima, and then I was boothing with Ika, or more like I was helping Ika with their booth. So on Sunday night I came back to the house like really late. I think we hung out until like 11 p.m. or something. Unfortunately I came back to my parents sitting down at like their office table, kind of like their home office table, and then they were like saying, "Hey, why are you out so late?" and stuff like that. And my dad he was not taking the way I dressed really well. So a lot of the times when I go out, I would dress in a very like as I usually do. I'm not very particular about the way I dress. I'm not that fashionable. I know like a lot of people around me keep on telling me that I dress like an uncle, but that is also because Singapore is fucking hot. So that's why I wear mostly like button-up shirts. Yeah, button-up shirts, things like button-up shirts, shorts. So that's like kind of normal, right? With like the way we dress and all that. And it's not I would rather I wear that. Like if I had a kid and I was homophobic, I would rather wear like a button-up shirt and shorts rather than, I don't know, like a singlet and shorts, you know what I mean? But still, they didn't take kindly to the more quote-unquote androgynous way that I was dressing, and they didn't like that. So I came back with like that day I was wearing like a t-shirt. I was wearing a t-shirt and I was wearing these like cargo pants thingies. And basically I came back with like, I even had accessories, by the way, like rings and a necklace, but for some reason they were like, "Oh my god, you dress like a man," and I'm like, okay, first of all, I also, hi Hakon, hi Des, sorry, I was like too engrossed, but anyways, I was saying like what happened. This basically escalated. Usually when they say, oh, how do I explain this? Usually when they confront me about what I'm wearing, it would be something like, "Oh, why don't you dress more like a girl?" And I'd be like, I just don't like wearing like feminine stuff, and then I'll just like walk off, right? But this time I kind of like got sat down at the home office, and I literally felt like I was being investigated for a crime. So like like a flashlight in my eyes and shit, you know, that kind of thing. And yeah, I got given an intervention literally. So it started like, oh, what? So my dad started asking me, oh, are you in his language, are you changing? like like basically asking like, are you trans? And then I was like, I wasn't like denying, I was also not confirming, because technically I am non-binary, so I didn't really know how to explain that to him. But I feel like that made it worse, because basically because I don't like lying. In general, I don't like lying. So right in front of my parents, I was like, oh, like, I don't know, I just don't like being a girl, but I also don't really like being a guy. So what is it, you know? Like I'm just saying that like I'm me, you know, that kind like that cheesy type of line. And they kind of like pushed that because I am this way, it equals to me being like wishy-washy, and aka like I am going through a phase. And that is rough. Like that is so rough to like refute when your parents are like homophobic. Like they're homophobic 1, transphobic 2, LGBT phobic TM. So if I ever said, I can guarantee you, if I ever said that I was bisexual, or like obviously in their terms it would be bisexual, but I am pansexual. If I told them that I was bisexual, I am pretty sure that they are like, oh, so you will still end up with a man in the end anyway. And I'm just like, okay, well, I can't say anything to change the mind. But like the whole time when I was sitting there while my dad was going off on like, this is a phase, you changed because of the people around you, you are so you are always so easily influenced. And I'm like, I don't know how to tell you, but I've been like this since I was 13. And I kind of tried telling him, like, honestly, that I was pretty much set from when I was younger, because like in my very vivid memory, ever since I was a kid, even though yes, I was dressed like more quote unquote feminine, but at the same time I was also forced to do it because it was all bought by my parents and such. Also, hi Smartpeg. Welcome to the tea house. Have a seat. So sorry, we're having like a vent stream today. I'm going through it TM for like the past week, so don't mind me. Can I roast you? No, I'm not in the mood. Anyway. Hi Dion. Hello. Hi Dante. Hi. But yes, so I was saying, what was I saying? Right, so ever since I was younger, I kind of dressed a little bit more feminine, and because like obviously what was it again? My parents would buy really feminine clothes, and like they would make me wear it. Like when you were younger, you don't have any control over this kind of stuff, so your self-identity and stuff only come in when maybe you reach 16. So that was about when I started wearing like more quote unquote androgynous clothes and stuff like that. Princess Diana. Oh my god, hello, welcome. Oh my god, Your Majesty, welcome to the tea house. Have a seat. And so when I was trying to tell him that, oh yeah, I kinda had this thought ever since I was younger, which is people saying that, oh, she's a little bit of a tomboy, or she's a little bit of a or like what. And whenever would really dislike it when, you know, like you're such a young kid and then the people around you are just saying things like, oh my god, one day you should go and marry a white person, or like an American. And I'm like, what? I have not even gone through puberty at that point of time, and you're telling me all this, and it does not feel good. So yeah, so basically I went let me think, where was I going? Oh yeah, so I told him that oh, when I was younger I kind of felt like more boyish than most anyway, and then things I wore weren't really under my control. So I told Dad, and my dad was like, he told me that I was in denial. Which was the funniest thing. Can't breathe. He told me I was in denial because he basically said that I was trying to cover up the fact that I only got influenced when I was 16. So he's trying to like say that, oh, last time you were not like this is a phase. And he's trying to like drive that point home with me by denying that like I felt this ever since I was younger. So yeah, that's how the conversation went. It was kind of bad because like it got to the point where like my dad does not cry, and for the first time in a while he did, and he was basically like doing the whole like Asian parent thing where it's like, oh, I'm a failure. And it's like, I don't really feel, I felt bad, obviously, like I felt bad, as would a lot of people if they were like confronted with this kind of stuff. But at the same time, I think I was also like a bit frustrated because obviously there's nothing I can say that can convince him otherwise, right? So while he was just crying and like going off on his stories on his like really bad experiences with the LGBTQ community, I was just like shutting down. Not really shutting down. I was like listening to what he was saying, but at the same time I was like, oh, whatever, dude. At this point I was like, I'm not going to convince him of anything. So I was just planning to sit down, listen, and be like, okay, yeah, okay, I'll try to change. That's all I was kind of like trying to do at that point. I don't understand the mindset they're expecting grandkids. Yes, so basically, like what my dad was trying to say is that if you are dead set on not having grandkids, then there's no point in you working. Like there is no point in you going out to work, in like having any life goals, basically. And I'm like, at that point I was like, what? What? The fuck? The fuck is this? I don't know. I don't even know how to like reply to that, because that's such a far off ideology from what I'm used to, that I'm just like, oh, this is crazy. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't say anything anymore, right? And that kind of like obviously hurts a little bit more, because I take a lot of pride in my work, and yeah, I take a lot of pride in my work. So I think when I was younger, when I kind of like understood that I was that I was queer, I settled that, okay, maybe I'll just not come out, but at the same time I'll just work hard. I'll work hard and And maybe he'll be like proud of it, and like he won't care if I don't have like the family a family of my own. But knowing that he doesn't see value in work if I don't have a kid by myself, which is makes me a little bit like, the fuck. Okay, but if you were hetero and just didn't want kids in general, dude, when I was telling him that like it doesn't matter, when I told him this, by the way, this conversation that I had with him, is literally like I returned from Dojima at 12 a.m. in the middle of the night, and then they sat me down and we talked until 2:30 a.m. Like, can you imagine how long of like a drill that was for me? Like, I came home like I had such a great day, such a great weekend, and then I come home to this, and I'm just, God, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, you're working hard, one day they'll understand. Yeah, hopefully. I was kind of just planning to go through the whole like I'll succeed in the business and they won't have anything to say, That was like my initial goal anyway. Yeah, but so the thing about being hetero in my family, I suppose, and not wanting kids, I do have some family members who are kind of like that, and it's mostly because like either one, their standards are really high, or two, they are really sheltered, so they're always following their family around. They don't really go out to meet people, and that happened with like my other relatives. Like some of them are really close, some of them not so close. So obviously with like the whole like Asian family thing, I think in general it is like a rule of thumb that you don't really mess with people who are not in your direct lineage, if that makes sense. So my dad has like obviously control over his children, but maybe he doesn't really want to tell his relatives about like their children and stuff like that. But he does have his perspectives regarding those people who don't get married, which is he is basically playing like a savior kind of role, which is quite I would say it's very common. It's like it makes sense for him to like think that way, because for the longest time he is kind of the family, like with our extended relatives and everyone else. He is the main breadwinner, sorta. He helps people a lot. Like a lot of people come to him for help in terms of finances and stuff like that. So I do understand like his hardships, but that also puts him in a situation where he has a lot of control over everyone and no one can tell him anything. That's pretty much it. Hi Jess, welcome to the stream. Just got home, alright, have a good rest. But it's not like you're continuing your dad's side lineage. That's the thing, it's like I don't have any interest with having children. So when I told him that I think that's mostly like the one thing that he was like crashing out about. He kept on mentioning that specifically, that like, oh, if you concluded that you don't want to have children, then I'll just sell the business off. Then I'm just like, you have like 2 other kid. What? I'm pretty sure he was just saying that to like guilt trip, but yeah, he was having a rough time, like obviously with what I was saying. So Are they gonna set you up for an arranged marriage? No. So my family doesn't do that stuff, thankfully. But they do kind of want to. Sometimes they're always like, they have friends who are constantly being like, "Oh, does your daughter want like you should meet this person who is a doctor." And I'm like, "What do I gotta do with a doctor, bruh? What do I gotta talk about a doctor? Like when my tummy hurts and I go and see him? What the fuck?" My bad. Like, hold on. Let me take a sip of my tea. Yeah. So what I was saying, back to the whole, like, if a woman in the family doesn't want to have kids, like extended family, like everyone, it applies to everyone. He kind of goes into this mode where it's like, "Oh, it's such a pity, you know, like she's so pretty and like she doesn't have a boyfriend. Like what will happen when she grows up? What will happen if she grows old?" And then he basically doesn't have trust in like anyone ever taking care of themselves. It's to a point where like his own sister, he kind of has like his own sister, but like stepsister technically, but it's still like blood related, you know. So his sister is like one of those, like she is unmarried, but it's because she's taking care of my grandma. And he is constantly like, I really do not like, I do not agree with the way that he thinks about people, but at the same time also I can see why his perspective is that way. I will get to it in a little bit, but basically he said that she is a little bit naive, and if she was to be if, well, touch wood, that is me knocking on my table, touch wood, if my grandma passes away, he thinks that no one will be able to take care of his sister because like his sister is unmarried and stuff. That's why I kind of see like his perspective, because I do agree that his sister is a little bit sheltered, like quiet, and in a way it's also because previously he encountered like her quote unquote friend group, who, and they were kind of scummy. So because my dad has a lot of connections with like people, like business people and stuff, so he kind of knows who to work with and who to not work with. So even when making acquaintances, that's also like one of his thoughts. That's one of his thoughts basically of like what kind of person they are and blah blah blah. Ginya family owns Indomie confirmed. No, not that big. Not that big. But at the same time, my hometown is really small. So it's easy when you live in a hometown that is so small. Like gossip specifically gets around in like maybe 3 days. It like that's how small the community is. So you kind of know. And then and because the way my dad grew up is rough. Like I understand why he is the way he is, but at the same time also I can't agree him taking that trauma onto like his future like lineage, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I tell my family I will get married, end of story. No, that is my thought sometimes. It's just like, you know what, I'll just lie through my teeth. No big deal. And then so my dad's experience with the LGBT community in his circle specifically. Mind you, he came from a rough background, so AKA, to begin with, even the straight people are not that good. So like in general, it feels like he brings up the experience of, oh, this gay person he did inappropriate things without consent, and he like did like, you know, like edibles and stuff like that. And then in my mind I'm just like, but that's like the circle you surround yourself with though, because like technically if you think about it like even the straight people do the same thing, no? Like you literally can't tell me in that circle where people are inappropriate TM that there is more gay people who are inappropriate versus straight people who are inappropriate. You can't tell me that. Like, that's just not real, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, they're from old school years. Me too. It's rough out there. Especially when people are when we grew up like exposed to online culture and stuff like that, and you kind of know there are other options out there. It's hard to just like confine yourself to a certain way of thinking, you know, especially with like you are kind of encouraged to quote unquote keep up with the times. So in general, you're prone to be exposed to like different ways of thinking. So that's why it's hard, because like I'm practically raised by the internet. So the way my dad thinks and the way I think is super different. And even with my mom, I feel like even with my mom, she is very like, my family in general, specifically my parents, they are very the way they speak, right? Even on daily speech, it is a very like common way to address people who are, oh, you're a lady, that's why you have to do this. You're a man, that's why you have to do this. Like that is on the daily, that is a very like common thing to say. And I find that I only realized I was only like realizing this a few months back, when I had like, I don't know, my one of my first conversations about like LGBT and stuff with my parents. So they always emphasize like, oh, you're a lady, you should be a certain way, you should be putting on makeup, you should be, you know, your hair should be tidy and stuff like that. And so it is ingrained in their brain, you know. I can't change that. So here's to me lying through my teeth for like the rest of my life. And that's why I feel like I will be, in the foreseeable future, I feel like I'll definitely find a lot of escape with like online spaces, because of like nowadays I'm so into like streaming, and I feel like this is so this is one of my coping mechanisms, and I'm and I'm kind of like struggling to squeeze in time for it, mostly because like sometimes, okay, so let me tell you, like on the Sunday I came back home and talking all the way to the night. For this whole week, for like for the past week, basically, for 7 days straight, my dad has been calling me, taking me out to lunch, taking me out to dinner, and like pulling me in for conversations at night. And usually I don't even see him like every day. And even if I do, I just like greet him and go, you know. But yeah, so for the past week he's been like on my ass, and I'm alright with like spending a little bit more time with him, because like obviously Asian parents, they're getting old. I understand, you know, like I would be okay with granting them that courtesy of like spending more time with them, because after all they are my parents. I still have respect for them. I understand why they're the way they are. So you know, I'm like I'm fine. Like this is like getting a new job basically. It's like working out the balance between the times that I can stream, between the times that I can stream and like spending time with my parents, and also like my own projects. And actually right after this conversation with my dad, because obviously he was saying things like, oh, if you don't want to have a kid, you won't have a motivation to do work, so you might as well not work at all. And after the next day I quote unquote apologized to him. I apologized to him, and he was like, okay, I will I think you should be a little bit more grown up now, and I want you to take over the business, like a project of his basically. And I obviously I don't want to dox myself at this point, but it was basically one of those like a business, like one of the businesses that he owns. And ever since I was a kid, I was kind of dead set on not wanting to take over a business, but at the same time I think that would work out for me in the long run, because he is a really good like businessman. He's really wise. So I'll give him credit for that. Hello Keldred, hello. I'll give him credit for that. So I'm planning, like, this is my big plan, okay guys. Balancing VTubing with obviously like this new job that I have, or I'm going to have maybe in the next month or so. Yeah, and then like after I learn everything from that business, I'm going to like open up my own in maybe like 2 years. And this is like me manifesting that I have the brain power for it, because I'm not business savvy. I'm not business savvy, but at the same time I feel like I do have the brain to make like a good judgment of cognitive behavior, if you get what I mean. It's like the finance part of business is definitely not my forte, but I'm pretty confident with the way I look at people, you know, like market research and target audience. I think like that's pretty up my lane, obviously because I studied that. So that's pretty okay for me, and hopefully that I will learn something from that. And because I do agree that I am pretty sheltered though, because if I were to list my job experience, technically I've only worked in like 4 different jobs. Yeah, it's like 2 office jobs. One is a more like social media managing, and then the other is like barista work. So I do want to go out and like see the world, so that helps. The only thing about like this job that I have is that I have to travel a little bit. So I'm gonna try to plan it so that it doesn't interfere with like my alone time too much. But yeah, hopefully things work out. I think it'll be fine. That's your dream, you can do it. Thank you. My one day my hope is that I can open my own cafe. That's all. He obviously the scale of my dad's business is like fucking huge. well, bigger than I could ever want, technically. So whatever I want, that I prefer like small stuff that I can have ownership over, like I that I can do everything with. So I don't know. I have this really bad habit of just not asking for help. So working with other people is it's gonna be a challenge, but we'll see. Okay, I think like that's pretty much all from that one night. For the next few weeks, he'll probably be on my ass, and I'm just like, oh, whatever, bro. He can have like my time of day, I guess, but well, after 10 p.m. I need to be doing my own stuff. I need to have my me time, or I'll go crazy. Because I've been on leave. I've been on work leave since, let me think, since like beginning of this year, right? I told y'all, and I went back to work for a little bit, for a month maybe, like I went back to work for a little bit during April, and recently I had a talk with my boss, and he's all, because business is not doing too well, so I'm like, I was already prepared to like be jobless basically for the next few months. And yeah, true enough, I'm basically on like freelance contract with them, and that on top of my commission stuff is like my only quote unquote revenue. And don't get me wrong, I am not short of money. I will never be short of money. I can assure you for that. I have savings, but I've been, because of like the erratic nature of like freelancing and not having a job, and like all that kind of stuff, and my really bad sleep schedule, I've not been really productive. So hopefully with like this coming new job, I'm like gonna reset everything, because I really can't continue living like this. It's bad, guys. So yeah, hopefully I won't stream like until 3 a.m. because no, I can't talk that long anyway. But yeah, that's what been going on for the past week. Anyway, on to happier things. I don't think I have anything else for like all this depressing stuff. So I can tell you all about Dojima now. I should have Ika here actually, but it's okay. So like the week before this happened, I published like Bunny Girl, right? So I was supposed to show up for my premiere, and then I was supposed to show up for my premiere on YouTube, which like an hour before, literally an hour before the premiere started, I was Ika was like, oh, it's in an hour, and I'm like, oh, let's watch it during dinner, and then I forgot. Because we were eating like this ayam penyet, I think, which is like it's like fried chicken technically with rice, and it was like seasoned really nicely and stuff like that. It was basically fried chicken, and I had a blast eating that, to the point where I forgot about fucking Bunny Girl coming out. And then literally while I was having the chicken, we ended up playing the fucking Pokemon quiz, okay? The PokemonQuiz.com. Wait, no. The quiz on Pokemon.com? Question mark? And then, because we were on a... Visualize this. It was a long table in a food court. And then we were, like, 10 people on that table? And then, I think they were kind of like mentioning about the stream they had. It was like Zoo and yeah, it was a zoo and estuary on that table. And then they were just like reminiscing what happened during Ron's stream when Ron was playing the Pokemon quiz and naming this mangosteen Pokemon Mango Queen. and I was like, wait, what is this quiz you guys are talking about? So I went to check the quiz out, and turns out it was like the official Pokemon website where you can name the different Pokemons and like throughout the whole Pokédex. You can like all throughout all regions. So I was just like, oh my god, wait, I need to give this a try. So I finished the chicken, and immediately I was like typing down furiously on my phone like Pokemon names in that site, because it was it was my Coco Melon. Yeah, it was my Coco Melon, dude. And I was like considering to bring that on stream one day too, because apparently you can play with chat, like you can link it up with chat, and if chat types in a Pokemon, it will register into the quiz too. So I think that will be fun. That'll be fun to play. Oh my god, I'm talking too fast. I need to breathe. Yeah, so when Bunny Girl was playing, I was there playing the fucking Pokemon quiz. And then it came out, and I was like, oh my god, it came out. And then I tweeted, because we were at Dojima setting up. So me Tapi and Ika, we were setting up Ika's booth. And then like stuff like joining in the structures and stuff to put on the table where the boards and the badges will sit, and yeah, things like that. So while we were setting up on the zoo booth, apparently there were too many people, so they kicked Run, I think it was Run and Hana out, and then eventually Leora also came. That shit was so funny to me, because they were like stray animals. Yeah, they were like stray animals floating between booths and stuff. And I was like, guys, are you homeless? Yeah, it was so funny. It was so funny. Oh my god. Yeah, and then after the setup day, and then like I went home, I posted about Bunny Girl, and then I was like, wait, now that I remember that, I kind of forgot that I need to post the full art of Bunny Girl, because you guys need to like get the view of the boobs. Did you guys enjoy the boobs, by the way? Were you guys looking? Because I was. Ika was drawing Bunny Girl on Discord for me to see, and then I was just like, yep. And then Ika was like, I'm gonna make it bigger. I'm like, yep. It was like, boy, yo. It was massive. It was massive. Yeah, and then I think we got like this crazy fucking idea of like putting a mole on the boobs. I am not sure if you guys noticed, but the boobs have moles, like one mole, I think. Yeah, on like the what like the right tit or something. Yeah, you did. Damn, you've been looking. Holy shit. God damn. Yeah. So I don't have one. Yeah, technically I don't. I mean, like it's just a female ginya thing maybe. And then I was so don't judge. I'm judging. Yeah, but it's okay. I have granted the permission for everyone to look. I'm the one who looked the most. I was there. when it was conceived. Yes, yes. Okay, wait. I have so much acid reflux today. What the fuck? What did I eat? Wait. I ate chili. Oh. Hello, Coral. Welcome. Welcome in. Let me see. Where was I? Oh, right, like bunny girl. Blah blah. Right. Okay. Yes. Anyway, about that cover, right? I just need to say, oh my god, I hate the way I sound. And not to just say that to be like, oh my god, no, like, oh, you not to fish for like the comments who are like, oh my god, you sound so good. It's really because like it has been maybe a good 6 months since it was last recorded, and during those 6 months I went through like some sort of transformation, I feel, because suddenly I could do mixed voice. Suddenly I could sound a little bit smoother somehow without using like my nose or whatever, like new techniques basically. Yeah, 6 months. It has been 6 months since it was last recorded, so that mix has been like in my storage forever, and I felt so bad that like technically the art was also out since December. If I'm not wrong, I recorded this around October to November, and then I sent it off to mix. And then after that, December, I got the art back from Ika, and you guys know that I went traveling from, like, on and off. I went traveling from January to February, and then I don't know what the fuck was happening in March. Oh, PCB was happening in March. Right, I was doing that. So as you can see, it was just like everything all at once, like after another, so I couldn't really make it. And I was planning to make Bunny Girl for April Fools, because obviously you can see female ginya, and I was doing that whole thing with the stream. And yeah, I couldn't make it for April Fools because it was like really close to like PCB. So I just ended up delaying it until now. Yeah. But I was also like kinda learning new techniques through AE for it, so I was just like, it's okay, you know. The MV turned out good, so I was really happy about that. But that's also why I'm kinda a little frustrated because the MV and the art excuse me. The MV and the art turned out so good, but like the singing for my personal standards is not great. So I was just like, whatever, dude. Like this is a lesson learned that next time I wanna cover anything, I'll commission the art and get the MV done first, and then I'll do the mix last. Nikki does that apparently, and she has a lot of scab backlogs, which is so funny because she's always like, oh my god, I got the art back for this, and then I'm like, I will never see this cover until like next year. It's so funny. But anyways, every time I drink it glitches. What the fuck? Yeah, so Dojima day one. Woke up fucking early, dude, and then we were also, me and Ika were cosplaying, so I haven't cosplayed for maybe a good at a point of time, yeah, like 5 months maybe. Has it been 5 months? Yeah, I feel like it's been 5 months. Cosplayed. Took a fucking long while to put on makeup. I fucking hate putting on makeup for cosplay. It takes me maybe like minimum 2 hours, maximum 4 hours. And sometimes I don't even stay in the cosplay for that long. But specifically for Dojima, I think it's because like I was helping Ika out, so I was gonna be in cosplay for like the whole day anyway, so it was fine. I cosplayed, got to like the convention quite early. Ika woke up late. Thankfully we made it for like the booth setup and everything, and it was so chill. I think it was also because like the booth that Ika got was pretty huge, and honestly I don't really want to tell like all the stories. I'll just tell like the stuff that happened to me specifically, because like I'm pretty sure Ika will have like their own stream while they're drawing and yapping to talk about Dojima. But yeah, mostly my experience on the first day, let me think. I can't remember if this happened on the first day or the second day, because they kind of merged. It's kind of merged to me. There was this one person I met a lot of people during Dojima, and I gotta say, maybe with my fingers I could count 2 experiences that made me like gag, because these were the people who I'm not sure if I crossed them or they crossed me, but we were ops basically in my brain, because we were young, we were stupid. It was like when I was 15 years old, when I was maybe 16 years old, when I had beef with these people. But oh my god, hi Ika, I'm telling people about Dojima. I'm not gonna tell a lot, I'm just gonna like brush over my fantastic highlights. Yeah, and then what was I, where was I again? Oh right, like so I met my ops when I was helping Ika out in Dojima booth. And then truly, okay, one op that I met was there was this one girl. I won't really go into detail because I feel like because the community is so small, it'll probably get found out. But last time when I was with her, it was not a really pleasant experience, because like, you know, like cosplay, with like the cosplay community, there comes a lot of people who are constantly chasing clout. It's kind of similar to the VTubing community, I would say. So that was how the girl was when she was younger. I don't know how she is now, but she came by our booth and then I sold her merch. I'm not sure if she recognized me. I'm not even sure how we part ways. I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't remember how we parted ways, to be honest. I think when I was a wee little baby, I was really non-confrontational, if anything. I'm not even confrontational now. Hello, Miss Nikki Pons. Oh my god, I miss you. Oh my god, I miss you. I met Miss Nikki Pons last week. What was the hate crime? You missed it. It was like the opening of the stream. Well, it was a TLDR for people who just came in. I was just like talking about how I got hate crimed by my own dad. But anyway, yeah, basically me saying, "Oh, I don't want kids," and then he's like, "Are you changing to be one of those trans people?" And then I'm like, "Oh, what do I say? What do I say? What? How do I argue? How do I argue that?" Yeah, but I'm good, guys. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So let me think. Wait, Coral wasn't there. Oh right, Coral just came in too. Sorry, I think like it's a little bit too long of a story to repeat. But like, yeah, TLDR, basically I got like confronted by I got sat down and like I got sat down and like a flashlight like flickering over my head and being like, "Are you changing? Are you trans?" And I'm just there like, dude, how do I explain to you that like I'm non-binary, but like, okay, if it's only like male and female, you understand. I guess I prefer being a guy. And then like, I think he's not even crashing out on that. The one thing I told him that he crashed out the most on is I don't want to have kids. Basically, that's what I told him, and he crashed out. Yeah, TM. That's all that happened. If I was like to summarize it, yes. But yeah, we are currently talking about Dojima and basically how I met an op. I met two ops technically, but one op is more of Ika's op, if anything, rather than mine. Because mine is like high school beef, you know, like high school beef, and then you see someone who's like, but I feel like they haven't changed, to be honest. So I was like, you know what, yeah, if they don't recognize me, good. What's an op? An op is like a position, yes. Man doesn't know the concept of not wanting kids, yeah. You know what, like I can't really help it, you know, like they grew up in a society where it's like painfully traditional, so I was like, whatever. Seeing the groups of people streaming and all taking turns being shocked at your dad is so funny. Like wave 1 and wave 2. Fuck, I always thought it was opponent. Technically you can use both. Yeah, you can use both. It's like the opposition, you know, technically. Yeah, I think they are face blind. Either they're face blind or they just didn't want to interact with me, so they pretended to not recognize me. Yeah, because like because I was like the only one in the booth, I think, at a point of time. Ika was like somewhere else. Oh no, Ika was doing something. Oh, Ika was drawing like on the table, so I was like standing up and like, you know, like looking around, asking if people want something, and then they're always they looked at me straight in the eye and then like asked me for something, and then I was like, okay, sure. You were talking to another friend? Oh yeah, I think that was, yeah. Oh right, yeah, you were talking to another friend for that one too. Okay, yeah. I'm talking about like another op, but like the op that you guys are familiar with. So there is one op that I can probably talk really openly about, because I'm pretty sure she is not in any of the online communities that I am in. So basically, there's this one person that in the community, they are pretty infamous, I would say. They came up to us. I will not elaborate on like how they became an op and stuff like that, but with my, obviously that's like Ika's story to tell, because that is like back when Ika was in high school or something, I don't know. And like, oh shit, there's an ad. Wait. Okay, you know what, let me take like a vocal rest for like 2 minutes. Give me a sec, because my throat is dying. Hello Debo, welcome to the stream. Hello. Have a seat, welcome in. So just to recap for everyone who can see me and don't have the ads playing right now. Oh right, wait, you guys might have ad blockers actually. But yeah, anyways, just to recap, it would be the previous op that came by and didn't recognize my face was my op. We had beef when I was really young, so maybe 15 to 16, like around that age range. And then they asked for something in the booth, and Ika was talking at the side, so they had to ask me, and then they looked at me straight to my face, like dead ass, like eye contact for a good maybe 5 seconds, and that is a really long time. And then they asked for something, and I gave it to them. They paid me, and they left. They didn't recognize me, but I was like, you know, it's fine. Like, I didn't want to start conversation anyway. I did not know what to talk about. That is my op. The next op that we are talking about now is an op of the community in general. At least they bought stuff. Yeah, they were really nice about it. So I was like, you know what? whatever, not my business. Not my circus anymore, not my monkeys anymore, you know. Yeah, the next one we're talking about is gonna be everyone's op, and I'm gonna explain my side. I don't think, well, I don't really owe an explanation, but it's more of like, this is my experience with them. Everyone else who is in chat who wants to like tell the story is fine too. I'm not gonna tell like Ika's story on stream. Obviously, it's not my thing to spill. This is basically this person that is like really infamous. Is the ad over? Let me give it like 20 seconds. Yeah, so the next one we're gonna talk about is like everyone's op. They are infamous, by the way. I am surprised that they have not been physically jumped in a convention. That is how that is how infamous they are actually. I've been like, this is my experience with XXX. Sounds like a Google Doc waiting to happen. I am pretty sure she has a Google Doc out there somewhere calling her out. Like, I am pretty sure. Yeah. Damn, that bad. Yeah. Okay. Let me think of where to start. So I got to know them through a friend, and we kind of did like a whole idol like fan cafe thing together, and it was like all in good fun. Everyone was really young and stupid, so like I understand I probably had like my mistakes as well. But during that whole thing where she was a part of it too, she did nothing. All she did was be like, oh yeah, yes, we should do this. But like everything else that was, everyone else was doing their role, but they're like, oh, I don't really, this person is like, oh, I don't really know how to do this, like, or like they will just say that they'll put on an opinion basically, and then they'll just not do it, you know. Barely anything. At that point of time, I did not have, because we had a lot of admins. Thankfully, a lot of people were taking part in the in this event that we were arranging, so I didn't keep track of her part and like whether she was playing her part, because a lot of people were able to compensate for her lack of action. And from that I was like, okay, you know what, like maybe she's busy, you know, like and this kind of thing is not really that serious back then, so I just waved it off. And when I got closer to this person, while we were arranging this event, I got to know that she does not like this girl that is a mutual of ours. And this mutual, let's call her S, okay? So this person does not like S, and back then I really loved like interacting with S, and S was really nice. S is really sweet person. And so after hearing like, oh, this person is like, after hearing like this bitch after hearing this bitch speak ill of S, I was just like a little bit wary, but never really truly distanced myself from S anyway. So in general, after how do I explain this? After a while, I also kind of discovered that like S is not around in the community anymore, but like at the same time, this bitch was still talking about her non-stop. She's not even that present. S is not present in the community, not that active, but she's being talked about like relentlessly. So I was like, you know what, whatever, like not my monkeys, not my circus. So that was like back then when I was like 15, and then afterwards I came back to the community now. And then because I met Ika. Ika was telling me what happened between Ika and the bitch back in school, and I was like, damn, what the fuck? And then fast forward to now. Well, recently, which is like last year, I think, like late last year, there was a call out post on Instagram on this bitch, where basically they're because this bitch she also draws, but like she often sells merch and stuff like that. She gets called out on Instagram, and there's a whole account that Ika mentioned of like the proof of people purchasing, how many people purchased her merch, and then like the pictures of the products that were being sent to people, but the products never made it to people's houses. So that's what happened with this person, and they're notoriously known for like the amount of scams they have been making, basically. Yeah, they're really known like to scam people. It is really common. And then fast forward to Dojima, this bitch. So this is a short history of what Ika experienced from boothing. Is that whenever this bitch comes to Ika's booth, they will look around, realize that it is Ika's booth, and they will run off because they're ops, right? And they recognize Ika's face. They don't recognize the Ika's art though, which is so fucking funny because they're always like dropping by and looking at the merch with like, you know, those like, oh my god, like this is cute, and then they realize who the fuck drew those merch, and then they book it. It's hilarious. So this time I expected her to leave. Basically what happened was she came to a booth. I was the only, because Ika was talking to a friend, and then I was standing like in the center of the booth, and then there's this really tall panel that is right next to me that is like taller than I am. So this person is walking towards Ika's booth, and then I was like, oh shit, it's her. It's her. So I stepped to hide myself. I stepped a little bit to the left to hide behind like these two panels that were displaying the merch, and I was just there like, nope, I'm not. She'll leave soon, I'm pretty sure. And then I come to realize she didn't leave, and I met eyes with her when I peeked out, and I'm pretty sure she saw Ika because like we were not covered, Ika was not covered, and Ika was talking, so I'm pretty sure like Ika's voice is pretty obvious to them. I'm not sure, maybe, but basically what happened was I met eyes with her, and then she was like, hey, can I get this? And she wait, I can't even tell this story without laughing. You guys know Ika loves logos, right? Ika loves logos from Arknights. So there's this logos print that was on the panel. And then they were like, they pointed to the logos print, and then they were like, can I have this Sunday print? Dead ass? I did not know. I did not know I didn't know what the fuck to say. Like, yeah, Sunday Honkai Star Rails, guys. Sunday Honkai Star Rails. You guys know Sunday Honkai Star Rails? I mean, well, just because a man has wings coming out of his head doesn't mean that he's Sunday. The fuck? yeah, so that happened. It was hilarious. It was doubly as funny because I'm pretty sure Ika said once that was like, if someone says that this is Sunday Honkai Star Rails, I will kill them. And I'm like, oh, of all people that said that was Sunday Honkai Star Rails, it was Ika's up. It's like, it's meant to be. It's truly meant to be. Or in this case, it is never meant to be. Oh my god. So they pointed at like the logo's print, and then they were like, can I have this Sunday Honkai Star Rail print? And I was like, that is dead ass. I was just like, that is not Sunday. This is the way I said it. This is the way I said it. I was like, that is not Sunday. And, and then I didn't even apologize. I wasn't even doing the whole customer service thing. I was like, I could have been like, oh, actually that's not Sunday. No, I was like, that's not Sunday. and then they were like, I don't know why they did this. I truly do not know why they did this, but they covered their face, and then they were like, Gomeng. And I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to react to that? How in the fuck am I supposed to react to that? Okay. Gomeng, Gomen, Umfi. Like, what the fuck? Okay. Like, sure, whatever, bro. And then they did that, and then after that they were like, all right, can I have this blade print, because like Ika has a blade print. And then I was like, oh, sure, okay. And then like internally I was laughing my ass off, because like, okay, so I was thinking like, okay, maybe they really liked Sunday, so they wanted to buy the Sunday print, right? So I realized when they pointed to the blade print that they were there specifically because they were forced to buy something from Ika's booth, because Ika was part of like this FF14 relay thing where you have to buy a piece of merch from the booth to get a sticker, and then you get like a whole FF14 package kind of thing. The funny part about that was actually the instructions wrote that you have to buy specifically FF14 merch from that booth, and they were not reading. Her ass was not reading, and I was just like, well, my bad too, because I was not. I did not read too. My bad. But even if I did, I feel like I wouldn't correct her on that, because I did not want to do that kind of confrontation. So in the end, she got like the blade print, which funnily enough, I kind of scammed her a little bit. So quick thinking, I should be a Fox VTuber at this point. But no, I'm a Tiger VTuber. So the little scam that I ran in my little head was, she asked for a A5 print, and I personally only saw the A4 print, so it was more expensive. And then I gave it to them, and then they were like, oh, I actually need just like a A5 print, because A5 is like it was barely in like the cutoff for the amount you have to spend to get the sticker for the FF14 thing. So basically what happened was, she asked for the smaller print, and I gave her a bigger print because I did not see the smaller print. And then she was like, it states that there is A5 here though. Then I'm just like, yeah, it states that there's A5 there, but there's no A5 for like that print specifically. And she bought the A4 print, and I was like, yep. And then afterwards I saw like the print actually had an A5, and I didn't give her the A5, and I was like, yo, I am reverse scamming a scammer. Yup. So see, I'm pretty good with money. No, I'm joking. Yeah, it was really hidden. Like to be fair, I think it's also because like usually the way I navigate around helping people with booths is like I will see where they are where, for example, Ika, I will see where they are reaching out for stuff, and then that's where I kind of pick up like where the position of everything is. But Ika has never reached for this one. What is it called? Ika has never reached for this specifically A5 blade print, so I've never seen it in my life, and I have never seen it in like other events either. So, you know. Yeah, that was like a funny fucking experience for me. And then afterwards, I gave this person the sticker for the stamp rally whatsoever. It was and then they left. and Ika was like, they bought something. And then the funny part was like, actually I could have elongated this interaction by making it really painful for her. And for example, Ika had this one thing in the booth where if you follow or if you share the post of Ika's booth from Dojima, you get a free print. And one of the free prints that you get to choose from is actually the blade print. So initially I was like thinking, oh, she is actually buying a blade print. But like the more I think about it, because like when she pointed at the blade print, I was like, there ain't no way that I'm going to tell Ika's op to follow Ika on Instagram. There ain't no fucking way I was gonna do that. So I was just like, okay, you know what? You want that print? Fine. I'll get it for you. If she didn't buy it, she wouldn't be able to complete his stamp rally anyway. Yeah, fair enough. She could have bought some FF14 stuff. I don't know. Honestly, wait. Do you ever think that like she didn't want to move to the FF14 stuff because that was like closer to where you are technically? I don't know, man. I don't know. She didn't want to be in your sight. And it's so funny. And she was like, I don't know, man. It's so funny because like when I was hiding behind the panels while like this person was browsing right in front of me at the other side of the panel, Ika literally like reached to me and was like nudging me, and I'm like, bitch, I know. I see her. No, that was, yeah. I was like, yeah, no, I was the first person who was like, I spotted her from afar. And I was like, fuck, I gotta hide. It's such an evil move, evil 5D chess, bro. Like, I gotta get back for like her scamming everyone else, I guess. Is some next level evil nemesis, bro. To be fair, I feel like, no, you know what's so funny about this? It's like, why in the world has no one jumped her yet? Because it's so funny. This girl is like, what, 150 centimeters max. I don't know, like she's tiny. She is tiny. But why do you need to hide? Technically I didn't need to hide. I was just feeling really unconfrontational that day. She's really an entity, to be honest. She tried to be some mean girl character to me back in school. Her eyes tiny also, so she won't be able to see you coming. Wait, oh, hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. This is we do not pick apart anyone's looks in this stream. It is, we're trying to be civil here. It is just their actions. Yeah, Ika had some like project work, I think, with this person, and they didn't do work either. So that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, so Dojima, that was like the craziest part about Dojima, if anything. There are some crazy things that happened as well, and I would rather not talk about it on stream, but like, I think like one funny thing that I would mention is like afterwards, because I think the zoo had like their models and their rigging displayed at the booth because Maya was selling merch. So I found it fucking hilarious when like I found it hilarious when SGVT captured them. That was I don't mean, okay, to preface, just for context, I think like no hate to like SGVT or whatever, because like I don't know them, right? I don't know them, but I think like a lot of us just try to not be involved with communities that are huge in general when it comes to VTubing. Like, you know, when you throw yourself into a crowd, like a bunch of people, suddenly it's bound to start like a lot of unnecessary drama and stuff like that. And like, to be honest, if anything, I feel like I've heard of stuff happening in that community as well. So I was just like, oh well. When I saw the tweet, I made this horrified face. Hello Nagi, hello. Hi Nagi, Nagi Raid, hello. Welcome to the tea house. Hello. Hi everyone, my name is Ginya. I am a tea house tiger. I stream comfy games, some not so comfy games, aka Overwatch 2. And yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, that's all pretty much. Yeah, welcome to the tea house. We're having a short chat, I would say. It's been like an hour, like what, hour 27 minutes. Yeah, it's been an hour 27 minutes, and I'm like, I just finished yapping about basically, okay, one, if you see the title of the stream, it is I survived a hate crime, aka I just got over like my dad confronting me about being trans. But anyway, yeah, it went horribly. Just TLDR, it went horribly. And then we were talking about Dojima as well. And then we got to the part of Zoo being discovered by the SGVT people, because Maya, I think like, yeah, Zoo had like the what Zoo had like their rigging and their art displayed on a booth together with a friend. So that's what happened. They took a picture of the rigging and like the Zoo VTubers, like their models, and posted it on SGVT Twitter, which is like, for anyone who is looking for that kind of exposure, I think that is really nice of them, I'm gonna say. But I know Zoo, and Zoo do not like attention. Zoo people just like to stand at a side and like chill, you know? Which like, that's why they're my chill guys. on the local VT com thing, I think we don't make our presence really known because we want our own community without being influenced too much. Yeah. I don't really well, obviously it is nice to share your community with like a bunch of other people who you are more familiar with, right? But in general, if you are being mixed with like a bunch of people that you don't really know, or rather like have a really different image from you might get some really weird people in your chat. And that is speaking from like, I don't know, from like the experiences of like my other friends. Feel you haven't interacted with them too. Yeah, me too. I think like it's just briefly I see them on Twitter, I think. Yeah. I personally, I feel like I don't really like to advertise quote unquote myself as like SGVT, because in general I don't I'm not even SG. I live here, but like internally I'm like something else, and then like media wise I am so Americanized, and like, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm like painfully Americanized, my bad. I grew up with like the internet raising me basically. Anything local, honestly, I'm pretty sure I have not experienced like a lot of the same childhood as everyone else around me either, because I think recently Maya was telling me about Animal Kaiser, and I was like, what the fuck is Animal Kaiser? And then there are shows that they watch that I don't too. I guess it's a common it's a common like difference, I guess. Bro, don't worry, I ain't know what the fuck Animal Kaiser is either. I know, okay, I know the kind of game it is, but but I played the what the fuck was it? You guys know the dress up game? I think it was like the one where you collected cards. Like you collect, it was basically Infinity Nikki, but like, yes, Love and Berry. Love and Berry was great. Love and Berry was so cute. He was so cute, guys. What the fuck? Hello, Foxy. Hello, welcome. Hi, Zintama. What the fuck? Fancy seeing you here. Love and Berry is so good, guys. What the fuck? Y'all play Infinity Nikki. Sit down. Play Love and Berry. The only thing about like Infinity Nikki, I think like recently, is like I've been wanting to get into it because it reminded me of Love and Berry so much, but I heard that it's under fire now or something, so I'm just like, well, another one bites the dust, I guess. I had no money, just love looking at the fates. Right. I had some cards. I wasn't so dedicated, but like I kept I was just checking out like all the outfits, and then when I grew up I checked out the outfits online. The shit walks so Nikki can run and then trip. Real. Yeah, when I went to Japan, they were having their anniversary exhibition. Oh my god, wait, they had an exhibition for Love and Berry? What the fuck? Whoa. Oh my god, whoa. It's still big apparently. Shit. Only remember the big fish games like Insane Aquarium, and I played constantly on free trial. Dude, Insane Aquarium is fun. I want to go back to playing it actually. I like let's all have just like a memory lane kind of day and like play all the Flash games and stuff. Guys, I will even whip out like Pet Society, but it doesn't exist anymore. I used to pride myself on, what was it again? I used to pride myself on the Pet Society race, the one where it was like, oh wait, did it come back? Oh, okay. Yeah, so you know, like they had this one game mode where it was like race and like you jump through the obstacles basically. I was constantly racing people for that. I was like so proud as a little kid. Pet Society came back but it's ass now. To be honest, I feel like if you put that against a lot of other games, it is kind of ass. Like when you think about it, the only... I don't even know why it was kind of famous. If anything, Restaurant City was like much more fun. If we were talking about like Facebook games. I was racing people at 2 a.m. That is not healthy for me. Dude, I would secretly play that in the middle of the night. Yeah, I think I missed... Wait, let me think. Let me see. I think I missed something. How are you? I'm good. Okay, just to reply to hello, I was curious. Okay, so just to recap, guys. This is like fucking like the third wave of people who has just come in. Today we talked about how my dad hate crime to me, and basically because I kind of said that I was trans, and he did not take that well, and he was crashing out. That's what happened. And then I was talking about Dojima, which was like the con that we had last week. It was and how like we met a few ops when we were boothing, me and Ika. Quite a lot of drama because of how the dev acted. They secretly nerfed outfits and removed extra mats. Wait, when people abuse a bug, basically doing a daily twice when you can only do it once. Oh no. Yeah, I saw the I saw the secretly nerfed outfits thing, by the way. I think if I'm not mistaken, the post that I saw specifically was like this one blonde. It was a blonde hair, like twin tails or something, and it was really pretty. It was really pretty in the... It was so pretty in like the dressing room, and then when you go outside to the environment, it was like piss yellow. That was the one post I saw. It's 1:40 a.m. You're here in Australia, and I was looking for someone to listen to, so if it's okay, I'm alert. Alright, no problem. Have a seat and hope you fall asleep soon. That is pretty late. I say that's pretty late, but that is also like a standard gaming time for me, which is rough. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that like Infinity Nikki became like that. I wonder if they're gonna rectify it soon, but I feel like it's been ongoing for so long. Like the issue of how the dresses and the items that they make you buy actually do not look the same in the world, like the outside world. So that's a really big issue, honestly. Like it shouldn't be like that shouldn't be like that much of a difference. What I didn't like about Nikki too was that you had to roll a full fit 1 by 1 too. What? Wait, you can't... Wait, what? Wait, you can't just like fully roll one full outfit? Like there's no option for that? That's quite fucked. That's quite fucked actually. So like, you know, in Hoyo games you get 5-star characters in 90 pulls. Yes, and then they recently increased the number of fit from 10 to 11. But players rebelled and devs promised max will be 11. To be fair, the amount of work put into one outfit is a lot, so I get that their system works around getting different parts of a fit. I get it at the same... I get it that they want to earn money off it, but at the same time I feel like it should also be an option to roll for a full outfit just that it is worth a little bit more, you know. In Nikkei, you have to roll for all 11 thoughts to get a full face. Oh, shit. Yeah, no, that's rough. Sometimes I forget new gacha games just have pity nowadays. I didn't even register it's a mechanic. Dude, I don't even keep track of those things, honestly. There's pity too, but it's quite unforgiving. Is it like a... like not like a 50% or... Hold on. Sorry, I was looking at something. Oh my god, but like GBF is so... GBF is great. They're so generous with the amount of gems that they give. I really I was so into GBF last time, but this is like a lore that everyone around me kind of know. But I stopped playing GBF specifically because they did not. I was saving up gems to roll specifically for Valentine's Grimnir, and I did not get him. I was mad AF. I did not get him, and I quit the game. Like truly, usually if I fail a roll, if I fail like the... I don't know what, like if I don't get something that I want, usually I will like come back maybe during like GBF summer or like GBF Christmas. But for specifically this one Valentine for this Valentine Grimnir, I could not handle it. I was like, I needed him. You don't understand, guys. He oh, yeah, no, I rage quit. Okay, just to put things into perspective, like, can you imagine that this guy, the Valentine Grimnir card, it changes depending on the gender of your player. Like, the player is on his lap, like their head is on his lap, and then like it changes whether you're female or male, and I'm just there like and back then it was not that was not what back then that was like revolutionary. What the fuck? Yeah, so I was mad. And plus that guy was like my favorite, so that's why I was mad. And it was one of those cards too where, like, you know, the character has a different hairstyle. So I was like, fuck you, no longer playing GBF, whatever. It was a lot of things for that one Valentine's. But I will give credit to GBF. Their art is crazy. Have you guys seen like the amount of stuff? The amount of like the GBF started the whole trend of like, oh, if you're objectifying your females, objectify your males too. They did that right. They were the pioneers, bro. They were the fucking pioneers, I tell you. Like, have you seen that one guy who was like naked? I don't even know his name. Not Belial, because Belial is always fucking half naked. But there's this one guy who came out and he was like, in the water, moon-based guy. No, I don't think it was Cassius. The only moon guy I remember is Cassius. I know he's like kinda naked too, but like Beelzebub, yeah, I think it was Beelzebub, yeah. Like that card of him coming out of the water with him like fucking naked and like the vagina bones out. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. Oh, that's like crazy. Why? He's more naked than the girls. The only thing I know about GBF is they had a Gintama collab, and that's how I got into Gintama. What the fuck? Wait, no way. Your one route that got you into Gintama is not... Okay, well, that is not even like randomly Gintama. And you're so hardcore, and you're such a hardcore Gintama fan too. What the fuck? And they got ass blonde ass Godiva hair. You got that shit on. Wait, blonde? I don't think he was blonde. Wait. Wait. Hmm. Also, I don't know why, but my Firefox has defaulted back to for the search engine to be Yahoo for some fucking reason. I gotta change that. Hold on. I don't know why I clicked. GPF. Oh, it is. Oh yeah, it is him. Oops, my bad. My bad. He looks so unhinged. Yeah, but like, oh my god, dude. Credits to the guys, but like, do you guys like women? Do you guys? I have to. My favorite card is this one card of Soshie with her lesbian wife. Wait, hold on. How do I bring this up on stream? Wait, do you guys? Wait, come. Let me bring it. I think it was you. There was this one skin where I think like Soshie was brushing her hair or something. I think that was. Oh my god, wait. Guys. Wait. How do I show this? I'm pretty sure I have my. If I turn this on. Yes! Hold on. Haha! Wait! I guess looking at this, what the fuck? Whoa! Wait. Oh! Wow! I love women. Okay. Yul and Soshie. Amazing. Lesbians of our time. Yes. Anyway, holy shit, we derailed a little bit. GBF art is so peak actually. It's crazy. GBF art, like, no gacha game has been able to emulate that amount of artistry. Okay, like, bro, fuck all your splash arts, Hoyoverse. My bad. Go and learn from the OGs. Like, it tells so much. It tells so much story in one splash art, you know? I really enjoy that, like, they're, like, for example, the splash art for every card, or every unit in general is, like, let me think. Yeah, like every first splash art they get, and then like you unlock it all the way to the 6-star version or something, and then you get another art which is completely different. That's like, it's like a more on story art basically, and that shit floors me every time. Path to Nowhere art is so good too though. I don't doubt it, because like, I mean, Path to Nowhere, the art, like, the art style in general is so unique. I remember I was stalking the artist for Path to Nowhere once. I think they draw, if I'm not mistaken, me and Ika were looking at them because they draw VTuber models as well. And there was this one, like, I know Path to Nowhere mainly features women, I think. I'm not sure. I don't play the game, but when the artists like drew men, the proportions was like, holy shit, the Dorito waist was crazy, bro. Stop glitching. Yeah, I was looking at the art. I was like, oh my god, pretty. It's like the Chinese art style really stands out actually. If you think about it, it's such a distinct way to like separate yourself from the market. Okay. I wait. All right. No, I was just remembering like, oh, I should probably like highlight that like I met Miss Nikki Pons last week. Physically in the flesh. Yeah, I was thinking if I wanted to talk about it like with everyone on stream, but I was like, whatever, bro. We did nothing like too special. It was mostly like what, going out, shopping, thrifting, and then like we celebrated Nikki's birthday in a karaoke. I have like this one recording of like just Maya coming into the karaoke room after we sang Monitoring, and then like being like happy birthday to you, and then it's like Maya with this like PNG of a candle right hovering right above the cake basically, because we couldn't get a candle. But yeah, that was what happened. It was a video. Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, but basically that's what happened when Nikki was here, and I hung out with Nikki a total of like 2 days, and all days I I think like we dragged Nikki out for like hours, all the way until like midnight. That's why I've been like dead for the past few days. I feel like I'm falling sick, kinda like low-key, because I've been getting a bit of a runny nose every day. But also, everyone who is local, please take care of yourselves. Apparently, there a new wave of what the virus TM is coming back. Or so I heard from a friend. I play Reverse 1999 and I love the illustration in it and splash out so much. I haven't tried Reverse 1999, but I really love like the concept they're going with. I think it was, if I'm not wrong, from what I saw, it was what, steampunk? Kinda with like Victorian type of aesthetic. It was really nice, really pretty. I don't know a single thing about I don't know a single thing about the gameplay. The only thing I saw about like Reverse 99 is because a lot of Utaites were covering their I think it's like one of the character songs on Twitter, because they had this competition. Yeah, they had this competition that was going around, which was like a cover song competition. That's how you get marketing these days. It's like things like art contests and song contests, stuff like that. It's pretty good. The VA in it is excellent. Ooh, interesting. Turn-based cards. Oh, time travel. Okay. Wait, let me go back right there. Yeah. Who's this made by actually? Is it another Hoyo game? My bad, guys. I have like a little bit of hatred. Just a little bit of hatred for Hoyo. But like, well. No? Oh, okay. Well, maybe I will consider playing. To be fair, I kind of want to play ZZZ more so for the aesthetics, but I don't know, man. Like, it's not worth my sanity, I feel, like in terms of gacha. I don't play gacha games in general, so being hardcore in one is hard. Like, I think Honkai Impact 3. No, I didn't play Honkai Impact. The only gacha game that I was really truly that I truly enjoyed, like I enjoyed myself playing it in terms of doing dailies and like reading the story online and stuff like that. The ones that I really liked was only Arknights. And even then, Arknights hyperfixation for me lasted maybe about a month plus, and a month is a long time for me to like something that is a gacha game, because Honkai Star Rail, I was grinding that shit for maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks straight I was grinding Honkai Star Rails, and then I kind of just like gave up eventually because I just did not enjoy it. I just did not enjoy the gameplay. Yeah, maybe I will check out ZZZ more on the animation, and obviously yeah, but like I gotta say the character trailers the character trailers for ZZZ, they are pushing it actually, like They are genuinely pushing it. Like, ZZZ is a Gunner game. I would Deadass. It is not as bad as like that one Gunner game that we were talking about though. I gotta say, it is not as bad as what was it called again? Brown Dust. What was that? Was that what it was called? Me and the zoo, and I think like Brown Dust too. Yeah. I think me, like Ashuri and Zoo, we were in we were in the call one day, and then we were all just out of curiosity. We wanted to see Brown Dust trailers. So we did a communal watch along for all the trailers, and I was just like jaw dropped on the floor. What the fuck was going on? Because there was this one trailer that was like this girl in a bunny suit, and she thinking about it makes me laugh. There's this one bunny girl that was that like pushes you down. It's in the POV, like you are the POV. She pushes you down, sits on you, vagina out by the way, like legs spread, and she's like slapping you, and I'm just like, all right, okay. Very nice. Very nice. Guys, maybe we should do a communal watch. Okay. Yeah, there was that one buddy girl, and then there was another one which was like, so you know those like absurdly horny scenarios that you get put into in like hentais? That is every single trailer you see from Brown Dust. Basically, there was this one girl. Oh my god, my nose is killing me. There was with this one girl who like her speciality was like, it was kinda, what was it again? It was a whip. And then she basically did like a whole grappling hook situation, and then she drops down on the floor, but the position where she dropped down, how she dropped down was like ass up, like, and she was in a skin tight suit, and she was tied in her own whip, and I'm just like, okay, in what fucking situation would you end up in that? What the fuck? You like the full moon PV? Which one was the full moon PV? Is that one of the... I don't know what they're called. I just know what it looks like. And then there's this one girl who's like on a motorcycle. And she's like riding the motorcycle. The POV of you looking at her is like her ass, because she's leaning forward on the motorcycle. So like her ass is up and it's like stuff like that. You survived the hate crime bummer. Alright, mods, ban the guy. Anyways. Wait. Oh wait, it was auto-modded? Wait, that was part of Oh well. He changed his... Oh! It was him! Like the guy, yeah, no wonder. I was keeping a lookout on this one, what is it called again? Like, you know when someone first chats on your stream, it was like first time chatter? But anyway, I was thinking, what was it? The Brown Dust trailers? Which one is the full moon PV? You can link in the server if you can. You can link it in the R18 channel if you want. But anyways, yeah, all those full moon, and then like there was this one PV where that Leora was posting. I am pretty sure everyone saw my fucking comment on that shit because I was being put on blast. I was being put on blast for that. Leora posted this one PV, like a screenshot of this one girl who was she was blue basically, and dude, I wouldn't even call what she's wearing an underboob or whatever. She was almost naked basically, and then and then afterwards she was like, oh my god, this is a crazy ass Gunner game. And then I was like, wait, I am not looking. I'm trying to read what Leora is typing in like that caption that she posted, but I was looking at the picture. I was like, oh my god, I cannot concentrate on reading Leora's tweet because I was looking at the picture. And then Leora was like, Ginya, what color are her eyes? And I was like, it's red, it's red. It was yellow, I think. Wait, I don't remember. That's how much I was looking at her boobs, but don't mind me. Oh god, my nose, dude. Oh wait, I just saw the link that you sent. Hakon. Yes, I did. This particular trailer is so funny though. It's like she's pulling a wedgie out of her ass. That does not look comfortable. It comes to a point where it is so horny to the point where it's not even hot. Do you get it? Like, do you get me? Like, it's so absurd that you just laugh when you look at it, which is like, you know, like I enjoy a little bit of comedy with like the NSFW that I consume. So this game, if anything, it is probably made for me. But if I think I heard from Leora that the gameplay is not easy. So, and I was looking at it too, and I was like, what is going on? Oh, my nose, dude. But yes. Anyways, I don't think I can go on for like too long because I'm still kinda recovering from like a sore throat sorta. And then yeah, and like my nose is like being kinda stuffy right now. I feel like playing a game. Like, I feel like playing a game right now, but I feel like I will just end the stream first and then I'll see if everyone else wants to play a game. Kinda miss my friends. I'm feeling extra clingy. Like, I will say this on stream. but I will not say it to my friend's face. But I'm feeling extremely clingy for the past few days because I need people around me after what I went through for like a week straight of like my dad being on my ass. But well, you know, everyone has been really nice about it though. Let's see, does anyone want to play games tonight? Guys, stop playing Expedition 33 and play Repo with me again. Oh my god, I'm falling sick. I feel like it's also because I turned down my AC, so it's colder now. Expedition 33 is super fun. I was looking at people play it. Kinda want to, but I can't really justify spending the amount of money on something that is so gory. Sorry. I'm a pussy, bro. My bad. Sorry. Oh, wait. I gotta tell you all something. I forgot. Yeah, maybe I'll actually, once someone finishes, maybe I'll like borrow their Steam account. I'll go borrow their Steam account and I'll go and play it. I'm really bad at parrying, by the way. You're gonna watch me suffer. Yeah, anyway, the one thing that I need to tell you all about. You can buy the game and try it out if you really can't refund. Wait! You can refund games? On Steam? Really? Oh. I didn't know. Oh, 2 hours. Okay, well, that is a really short. Oh, if you have less than 2 hours of gameplay. Okay, that should be fine. Any Oilers? What is an Oiler? Yeah, also another thing that I wanted to say, what happened last week. Well, more like yesterday. I watched Phantom of the Opera. And it was great. I'm not sure if everyone is familiar with the storyline for Phantom of the Opera, but I went in not knowing a single thing. You can exceed 2 hours sometimes, but they will usually review. Oh, they will review it. Okay, that gives a little bit more leeway, I suppose. I'm just gonna write in like the reason for refund. I'm gonna be just like, oh my god, I suck at the game. I don't want to play it anymore. And then I'm gonna pray. That they give my money back. Oilers is just not a name for someone who is rich because they have oil money. Dude, no one should like buy me anything. I can spend my own money. I'm good. Don't you make use of the Steam Family feature? No. I don't think I'm on anyone's. I think I can. Wait. I don't know. I mean, like, I know Steam Family, but I know Steam Family exists. Kind of like. Wait, guys, stop it! No. Guys, stop it! I'm new to Steam. My bad. This is what I get for being a console player ever since I was young. This is so funny. Man. Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure that like I know Steam Family exists. I just don't use it because I haven't gotten around to playing games like because I know my friend wanted to lend me her Persona 5, but I haven't gotten around to that. One person buy the game and everyone can share it if no one else playing that game. Oh yeah. That's pretty much what I was told. Because I know that it's really good for like RPGs because in general once you finish it you don't really need to revisit it anymore. Oh my god. Anyone want to adopt me? The community, you guys start one. Why am I suffering so much? Why is my nose acting up, bro? I need to go and like flush it out soon. I have one of those bottle things that like squirt water into your nose. It clears your mucus basically. Sorry, I think that's a little bit TMI and gross, but if you guys ever have like recurring allergies or sinus, you guys should use that. Yeah, so also, yeah, about Phantom of the Opera, I fucking cried in the theaters, by the way. 5 people per family. If you have a family, you can join a family. Whoa. Oh, if you leave a family, you can join a family for a year. Shit. That sucks. It's like, damn, you leave, you're now an orphan. Too bad. Yeah, but I cried in the fucking theaters, bro. I didn't know that like actual theaters could be so grand. Because initially when I was buying the tickets, I was like, oh my god, why is this shit so expensive? Because I think the only plays that I've went to they're mostly local plays, I think. Local plays and or like student run plays. So obviously I either didn't have to pay for them or it was like what, maybe about $50. So that's like pretty normal. But for Phantom of the Opera, it was like a full-on concert type of pricing almost. And I was like, holy shit, fuck my money. And then but after watching the show, I was like, okay, this was pretty worth it. I grew up with like a lot of musicals, so having watched one IRL is pretty good. I'm really happy. I did not expect the story to be it is like, I would say musical stories in general really like to tackle like darker topics, mostly because you can sing your way out of the topic. So a lot of things like Wicked, things like Phantom of the Opera and Hamilton, they have a lot of topics, things like you know, like the whole like burning the witch at a stake for Wicked, and like adultery in Hamilton, and then in Phantom of the Opera it's technically grooming if you're thinking about it. They can sing their way out of it because like it's not that serious, and a lot of people don't take it too seriously as well. So most of the time musicals are really good with like highlighting a lot of these topics. And I would say Phantom of the Opera, like the stage production was fucking crazy though. Like, oh, the way they choreographed like the people moving on the stage and the props that they move on stage to make an illusion of a whole ass scenery when the stage is not even that big is insane. Now I'm like kind of curious about the movie, but I'm not really that big of a fan of like the story itself. So I feel like the musical, it really sold it to me. because I enjoy watching stage productions, like things like lighting and the building of a scene and stuff like that. That is really good to watch with like Phantom of the Opera in the IRL musical, but when it's the movie, it's just like a movie set, you know. Doesn't really have that kind of magic. And if the main story, if the main premise of the movie is telling the story, then I'm just like, I really a little bit degaff about the story. I'm not gonna lie. It's because like, yes, it did make me cry, but it's also because like that was my first experience with the series. Well, what series? With like Phantom of the Opera TM. So, but like after reflecting about it for a day, I'm just like, yeah, no, I wouldn't really cry if I like watched the movie. I might cry if I was watching like I was watching the musical again, because like the actors were so good. It's just you can really hear like the projection of their voice in that hall is crazy. Because and I went to watch this Phantom of the Opera show with a theater student, like one of my friends. They managed to like explain to me what was going on behind the scenes as well, so that was really cool. I was kind of like curious because they were wearing like, they were all costumed up, right? So I was kind of wondering, oh, where the fuck is the mic? So I thought that it would be hidden in the clothes, like, which is like in what, like the bra, or like, you know, like the collar or something like that. But apparently they put the mic on the head because they're wearing wigs. So the mic is literally like on the forehead, kind of like right above the forehead, and it's covered by the wig. That shit's crazy, bruh. Okay. I'm struggling to talk. Would love to nap more. I'll probably come back in a few days. But I am falling sick. Ooh. I'm not really falling sick, it's just one of those probably like a mild cold or something. Let's see, who's streaming? Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of water today, but specifically just today because I have been back on my coffee binge, unfortunately, because I've been so depressed. I'm good guys, I'm good. Didn't have enough time to roam. Oh my god, you went down. Damn. Dog City. Oh my god, Riley's streaming. Okay. No question. No question in my mind. Riley. To get my Ika Ginya merch. That's crazy. Wait, no way. Wait, no way. That's so scary. That's so scary. Oh, both of you. A bunch of jokers. How much is the ticket actually? Is it not what, like $10? You know, guys, can you believe we live in a society where you have to enter a place that is an event and you have to pay money to get in, but then you are basically paying money to spend money. Can you believe that shit? The fuck? We live in a society. What the fuck, man? One day 10, 2 days 18. Not so bad. Yeah, not so bad to in comparison to like recent, more recent. Oh, my nose, dude. Yeah, more recent. What is it called? My brain's not working. More recent events are really bad. Specifically the bigger ones like AFA or something. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they might raise it this year again. And last year was already bad. It was like what, 30 something? Like 30. It was like 30 something last year. They might raise it this year. I'm not sure. Yeah, so support local events. And honestly, Dojima is probably like the best, if anything. Dojima is the best around that we have. Oh, me and Ika met a lot of Americans actually. Like, it's starting to go global, so there are people from America and a lot of Thai artists as well. A lot of Thai artists, like all Southeast Asian artists are probably there. So Dojima is actually growing to be pretty global, which is crazy to me. Because like, oh my god, is there finally a contender? Finally a contender to Alpha. Please, please! We're working in the trenches. Group of Canada and US artists applied together. They were really fun to talk to. Yeah. And their art is crazy. I spent so much money. You know how like all the artists, they earn the money to go around to shop and like literally spend the money they earn? Well, I was boothing, but I did not earn money, so I was spending the money that I did not earn. Yep, I had a lot of fun. And then actually I intended to like, I don't know, like put up my stickers with like the design stuff, but it was too much of a hassle in that 1 week, dude. I don't know what I was doing actually. Oops. Oh! I was busy animating for Bunny Girl too, like the previous week, so that's why. Yeah, no. Boopy boopy boopy. Okay, we're gonna go and rate Riley. Did I spell that correctly? Okay. Sorry, this is my really butchered raid message. Go and say hi to baby girl. Our baby girl Riley. She is an artist from PCB. She did the background and also the line art for our art. Baby girl, let's go. Let's go raid Riley. Say hi to her. Be nice. Alright, bye teacups. Be nice, but not too nice. But well, in this case, it's Riley, so be really nice, okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Fuck.